Hi guys, long time no see. I know I said I was gonna post a bunch of videos while I was home for Harvest Homecoming, but I didn't do that, did I? Sorry about that. Yeah, so life got really hectic and I just didn't have time to make videos as much as I wanted to. I think I only posted one, so I failed. But pulling you up to speed now, I spent 3 weeks at home for Harvest Homecoming, and did kind of, I guess, what you would call like a media tour for a little bit before it started. I was at radio stations and TV stations doing interviews, along with just going to schools and talking about hashtag post the positive. I was doing all kinds of stuff. If you follow me on social media, you probably saw all the crazy things I was doing, and then there were even times that I was so busy I didn't have time to post. So I would love to explain all of those things to you if you so wish for me to talk about them. But so of course leave comments below because I love those. Those are sweet and I like them. Yay. Um, so stop saying stop that. So I spent 3 weeks at home, did all kinds of stuff, but while I was home, I went through some crazy stuff. I was all the while Miss Harvest Homecoming and in the public eye a whole lot, which was awesome. And I realized how much I love that and how I definitely want to be Miss Indiana or Miss America. I know that's a long shot, but at least I know that that's something that I want to do and something that I enjoy. There was never a morning where I woke up to be somewhere as Miss Harvest Homecoming where I didn't want to go. I wanted to get up, I wanted to go, and I think that that was probably the most important thing that I could have learned about myself along this way was that I enjoyed this. I enjoyed very much so. What? English? Words are hard. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it every minute. I didn't ever want to complain. I was exhausted, but I didn't care. I wanted to be there. But along the way, I lost my uncle very suddenly, which was very hard for our family, or my family. So in the midst of trying to be in the public eye and trying to do my best to do my job, I was very upset and hurting and grieving. But I also, I guess you would say, got heartbroken. No, that's too dramatic. I wasn't heartbroken, but I got hurt by someone that has always been very, very close to me. And that was very difficult for me to not have that person in my life as I went through all of this very suddenly and was just kind of needed them and they bailed. So that was very difficult, and that brings me to what I'm going to talk about today, which is comparison is the thief of joy. If you saw my Instagram post earlier, that was the caption, was comparison is the thief of joy. And I heard that saying when I was at Miss Indiana last year by Katie Stam. She said that, and then as I continued in the Miss America organization, I kept hearing that over and over, and it became very special to me, and I live by that now, and now more than ever, because through the situation I'm in, it's very much so that I could sit here and say that someone was chosen over me, and it's hard. It's hard to know that someone chose someone else over you and not compare yourself. Wow, this is like really emotional to talk about. I did not expect that at all from myself, so excuse me as I am being a baby, but I realized that as I kept going with this hard time, I was at my uncle's funeral, and my great aunt, she's so sweet, and I love her so dearly. She said, she had said at the last family function to my mom, well, does Laura have a boyfriend? I really thought the last guy she was posting about, like, they were really serious, and my mom was like, no, she's single, it's okay, you know, she's in her own little world right now, which is so 100% true. But then this past time we were at the funeral, and she asked my mom a similar thing, or she might have asked me, and I was like, no, I'm still just chilling on my own, just doing my own thing, and I really don't have time and all of this. But I had just gone through this situation where this person in my life left me. This is really hard to be so vague, but I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, so this is awkward. But I really this is on my heart to talk about, and I know I also read another quote the other day, and it said, be the person that you needed to look up to when you were younger. And it was like, holy cow, like, I have been heartbroken many a time by boys and by friends and by family members. You know, there's all different types of heartbreak, but I think that the one thing that I always needed was someone to look up to, that I looked up to in many ways, to talk to me about what a time that they were heartbroken by a boy or by a relationship. And so that's why I'm talking about this. It's not to get at anyone. It's not to be for you to feel sorry for me. It's quite literally just to be your friend and to let you know that someone else has been through it too. You know, pageant girls and bloggers and whatever I might be to you, we get heartbroken too, and we live real lives. So I just wanted to say that there's a lot of instances where I can compare myself to someone else and feel really down about myself being in pageants or getting my heart broken, but I have realized that being Laura or Lou and just being genuinely me is the best I can do for anyone, because being that is exactly what God has called me to do. And He has called me to do things like this, to make videos about my own personal life, to where I can be there for someone else, because for some reason I have this weird thing where I think I need to share my life on the internet. So here I am, sharing my life, sharing what I gotta say. But remember those two things. One, comparison is the thief of joy. And two, be the person that you wanted to see someone else be when you were younger. Be that example, be that person, because there's someone young that's looking for someone just like you to look up to. So have a great Wednesday. That was a little deep, I know, but something that was very near and dear to my heart, especially recently. So I will catch you tomorrow. We're going to talk about some of the new fall trends that have to do with clothing and hair and makeup. So check back and check out what I have to say about that if you're at all interested. So catch you later.